Hey, so I'm here to do a comparison between the Roger Mayer Axis Fuzz and the Dunlop Gypsy Fuzz. I'll be using a Marshall SV20 with this attenuator just to quieten things down a little bit. I'll tell you first of all why I've got these two pedals. So first of all, I bought the Gypsy Fuzz because it was cheap-ish. It's not super cheap, but it was a cheaper version of what I felt was that kind of Axis era slash Gypsy, Band of Gypsys era Hendrix sound. And then eventually I got gifted this amazing Roger Mayer pedal. So I thought it would just be helpful to play through, because if you're here, you're probably thinking, I'd like to know if I could get the same kind of tone for maybe not 300-ish pounds. Quite a lot of cash, right? So first of all, there's my clean tone with my volume up now. There you go. I've set both of the pedals with their controls just hopefully fully 12 o'clock, so just listen to them real quick. I've got thoughts already on this, I've had a playthrough, but check out the initial sound. So here's my already slightly overdriven sound. That's the Axis, and all 12 o'clock I'm going to play the Gypsy Fuzz. You already noticed that the Gypsy Fuzz sounds incredibly thick and fat. You might say this sounds a little thin. Now, I don't mind that, because in a band mix you'd be surprised how often I'm surprised how kind of bad a guitar tone is when you're outside of the band mix. So you're playing with the band, you'll often have to cut through. So on your own, when you're sat at home playing in the lounge, that tone really doesn't sound great. So my initial thought when I heard this was a little thin, but it would work. Now, I have found that with the Gypsy Fuzz, I would probably turn it down, the output down to about here, in order to get the same kind of volume, because I don't want to boost from my fuzzes, I want to use it as a rhythm thing. So volume about right. So that's an interesting thing just to start off with. And the fuzz itself, clean it up a little bit. That's as low as the fuzz goes. Which I think leaves you a lot of room. There's not much to clean. It's already really dirty. So let's use the volume pot, because with these fuzzes, the volume really affects them. I like how it affects them. So that's down to about 9, 8, 7, and then here, once you get to about 6, I feel like now I'm just quiet. My guitar's just quiet. So it works, but if I set now the Axis Fuzz up how I would use it, I feel like I get a lot more control with my volume. So first of all, I'm happy with that. The same kind of volume, but what I would do when I was using it, or what I do when I do use it, is just turn up the drive. So the volume's here, this is the drive. Now, let's change the volume of the guitar slightly. So already by 8. I think it's chilled out a bit. And 7. just like that tone. It sounds really nice. Your guitar is still a little bit sparkly. The fuzz itself feels like it's there, but it's backed off. So I still feel like I've got a stratty tone coming through. Whereas with the Gypsy Fuzz, if I say, kind of set it up, what's it equivalent? Something like that is roughly equivalent. I feel like if I go down that same level, still got a lot of fuzz. It's a bit muffled. So Axis Bold as Love is my favourite Hendrix album, and I think when I wanted a fuzz pedal, I wanted that kind of sound. When I think of a song, I think of something like Spanish Castle Magic. It's just having a great tone. When you really listen to it though, it's not like this kind of sound to me. I think it does sound way more trebly. That sounds super fat, woolly, and dark. It's more, to me, you get the... It's like when he does those little almost chord parts, there's still clarity there through the notes, but you've still got that kind of heavy kind of sound, whereas I feel like this is too much. I mean, it's almost Big Muff territory for me, this one. It's woolliness. Okay, I should be fair and try and clean it up a... That's not bad. Not bad. So I think overall though, I like this pedal. I used it for a long time. It's a really decent pedal. This I like more. Is it because it's more expensive? Is it because it's a Roger Mayer pedal? I don't know, maybe. I do think that the volume cleanup is a really good positive for this. I don't feel like it works so much with that. Is that worth like 3 or 4 times the price? You can decide that. The other thing is, I feel like I can get distorted yet clear tones, whereas with this one, not so much. But again, to the point where it's worth spending 3 or 4 times more? Not really. You can still play great guitar with this one. I'm just lucky to have this one. And I hope that listening to this has been helpful. One thing I'm going to do just before I finish is play on a different guitar, because this one has 60s grey bottom pickups. This is a 65 Strat, and I've got another Strat which has 60s black bottom pickups. Very subtle difference, but let's hear them anyway. This Strat has 60s black bottom reissue pickups, the Peter Florence pickups. Here's the clean sound. Here is the Axis Fuzz. I might as well do the Spanish Castle Magic riffs right now. And the Gypsy Fuzz. I hope it's been cool to check out the difference between these two pedals. I don't think they're like for like kind of pedals. They're just fuzz, two different fuzz pedals. I think the Dunlop one's marketed at Jimi Hendrix fans like us, which is cool. So's the Roger Mayer one. They're both really good pedals, and I think it's, as always, what these things should make you want to play. And so when you interact with them, do you enjoy them and do you like the sound they make? I think that's what it has to come down to. Neither pedal are bad. I'd recommend them both, but I'll use that one more. I think that's all. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, please let me know. Always good to hear. And until next time, thank you.